So, hello friends, welcome once again. This is CA Rajiv Khatlawala, author of How to Profit from Technical Analysis. And I'm sure you have seen my various other videos in the past few weeks. And in today's video, I'll be discussing more about the general outlook about the markets. Especially, I'll be talking about the Nifty and Bank Nifty and trying to understand as to what is in store for Nifty and Bank Nifty. And as probably if you are tracking the markets closely on a regular basis, on a day-to-day basis, I'm sure you have observed that the Nifty and Bank Nifty are more or less sideways, more or less stagnant for the last few days. So what is happening, why it is happening? So let us try to address these issues. And in this video, I shall be, specifically concentrating on Nifty and Bank Nifty. So let me just share the screen so that it is visible. And yes, now on your screen, friends, what you are observing is the chart of the Nifty. This is the daily chart of the Nifty, and a daily chart means that each candle, each bar which is represented here is the 1 day's working. So it is the daily chart which I'm opening here. As I said, this is the Nifty daily chart. This is a long-term chart I have displayed here, right from the last year's COVID crash, where we saw around 7,500 Nifty. From there, the Nifty has been in an uptrend, as we say, a higher high, higher low formation. And right now, as of today, that is as of 29th of June 2021, the Nifty has closed at around 15,748. So now let us try to understand what is happening in the on the micro as well as on the macro level for the Nifty. Now, let me first, in any analysis of price structures, the first thing which I always teach my participants is that you must first understand what is the underlying trend. So as we can see, friends, that the underlying trend is up. Why should we say the underlying trend is up? Because we are in a higher high, higher low formation. And that is the technical definition of an uptrend. So now let us draw, once we have defined the trend, let us draw the trend line. So I'll draw the trend line. I'll try to draw the trend line right from the lowest point from where the current trend has started, and I'll try to join as many points as possible. So now, as you can observe, on this trend line, we have this point, the first point. This is the first point. This is the second point here at around 10,000 index level. There is a third point which is touching this trend line, and that is at around 14,000. And right now, if we see, this trend line is placed at approximately 15,260. So around about 15,300. So this is the trend line which we must define first. This will give you an underlying structure. It will give you an idea as to what is the underlying structure, where are the supports and resistances. So trend lines are drawn for that purpose. Now, since we have drawn this trend line, those of you who are new to price analysis, please note that the trend line which I have just drawn, it is called a base trend line or a major trend line. Why it is called a major trend line? Because it is a trend line which I have drawn right from the starting of the trend. So if I draw a trend line which is from in between somewhere, so some intermediate low if I have taken and then started to draw the trend line, then that would be called a minor trend line. But this is a major trend line. Now, let us try to understand what has happened in the recent past. So I'll just expand this chart so that recent data is more visible. Yes. Now, in the initial rise, when we saw in some time back. This was in February 2021. A few months back, when we saw the Nifty rising, the Nifty rose to around 15,431. From there, there was almost a sideway to down movement, and we touched this trend line at 14,200 levels or 150 levels. Now, after that, there has been a rise in the Nifty, and it subsequently it has broken this high of 15,431. So now, just for our own understanding, let us try to draw a straight line to mark that point. So this point is 15,430. So I'll just adjust the coordinates here. So this facility is given here. So 431, I can be exact here. So yes, now this trend line, which it is not a trend line but a mark which I have done here, is representing the high which was reached in February, from where there was a correction till April, and thereafter there was a breakout of this previous high, 15,431, and the Nifty rose to a high of 15,900. So there was almost a 450 point upward movement after the breakout of the February high. Now this was on 15th of June. After that, if you have noticed, we saw a 2 or 3 days correction here, and those of you who have observed, please note that this fall stopped at exactly just near the previous high, so 15,450 levels. So it touched that level again, it rebounded. And in the recent past, last couple of days, the Nifty has again retested or retouched the 15,915 levels. Now, right now, we are at 15,748, 750 levels. And if we go through the structure of the last couple of weeks or 3 weeks, what we find is that the Nifty is not rallying. So it is going sideways. This entire structure is more or less, an indication of a sideways movement rather than a very strong upward movement. So now what is happening? Why it is happening? Why is it that the Nifty is in a sideways movement? The reason is very simple, and that reason is that the Nifty has, on the daily charts, it has created what is technically called a divergence. So a divergence would mean that the Nifty, the price makes a new high, but the underlying indicators which we normally track, especially the RSI and the MACD, these are the indicators. We may follow many other indicators, but these are the most commonly used indicators. And those indicators did not make a new high. So normal case, what should happen is, when the prices make a new high, the indicators also should make a new high. But in the current structure, what has happened is the price did make a new high, but the indicators have not made a new high, and that is a typical case of a negative divergence. Now, once there is a divergence, it means that the current rise will get halted, and many people who are watching the price charts, they are doing technical trading, they will also would have observed this, and at higher levels there is a strong profit booking happening. So as of right now, if I can draw one reference level here, right now a strong resistance is available at the 15,900 levels. Last so many days, the Nifty is not able to break the 15,900 levels, and from that level there is a sell-off. or a profit booking happening. So the key level, which as an investor, as a trader, if I have to keep some key levels in mind, the on the upper side 15900 is one level which I will keep in mind. If there is a closing above that level on any day, then I will expect some further upward movement in the markets, in the Nifty. But if not, then I will get to know the second level on the lower side, the support level, as we say, and that is at 15,450 levels. Now this level 450 and the trend line level of 300, it is a very narrow gap here. So 15,400 to 15,300 is a very important support area as far as the Nifty is concerned. And those of you who have some idea of price analysis would know that if the base trend line is broken, this base trend line of the blue line which I have drawn here in the initial part of the video, then there will be it is an indication that a further correction is also likely. So we have to watch this 15,450 and 15,300 levels. In fact, this entire analysis I have already done last Friday in my weekly Friday stock analysis session. In those sessions, I cover Nifty, I cover Bank Nifty analysis. I also cover 5 stocks which you can trade or invest for the coming days. It is not recommendations, but it is a pure analysis, and you can take your own decisions. So these are the levels for the Nifty in the coming days. These are the levels we must keep in mind. Now, let me go to the Bank Nifty. So let us, after checking the structure of Nifty, let us see what is happening in Bank Nifty. So in case of Bank Nifty, this is the spot Bank Nifty here. And what we observe interestingly is Nifty is at a high. It has surpassed the February high, whereas the Bank Nifty has not surpassed the high. In technical terms, this would be called an inter-market divergence, where Nifty makes a new high, but the other popular index, Bank Nifty, does not make a new high. Now that is also an intermarket divergence, as we say. And here also, if we observe, if I see the recent structure, the Bank Nifty has not been able to break the 35,800 level for a long time. And in fact, in the last few weeks, every week on my Friday sessions, I keep telling that 35,800 is a key resistance. Unless and until that is broken, we must not be overly bullish on the banking stocks. Of course, certain banking stocks are positive, especially in the PSU space. But overall, the banking stocks may not be very bullish unless and until the Bank Nifty breaks this strong resistance of 35,800. Now, if you see the long-term structure of Bank Nifty also, so let us try to draw the base trend line as well as any intermediate trend line. So this is our base trend line here for the Bank Nifty. But as we observe that not many intermediate lows are touched, only the initial 3 lows have been touched. So what we can do is we can again draw one more trend line, which is of this nature here. And this is a minor trend line. So you remember I told you that when I draw any trend line from in between somewhere by joining intermediate lows, then that is called a minor trend line. And right now the minor trend line value is placed at approximately 32,000. Now, of course, we are right now almost 3,000 points above that, 35,000. And in the recent past, if we observe the Bank Nifty has taken support at approximately 34,000, 33,900 levels. So this is also one key level I will observe for the next few days. So right now, therefore, in case of Bank Nifty, we can say that for the past so many days, 35,800 is giving a resistance, whereas 34,000 is giving a support. Now, these are the key levels for Bank Nifty. Either side breakout can give you an idea as to where the Bank Nifty or the banking stocks overall, where they will, go. So I hope this analysis of Nifty and the Bank Nifty has helped you. I would suggest that it is a good time to book profits wherever, especially in the frontline stocks. If you're getting good profits, if you've bought at lower levels some few months back, and you are getting some good profits, I think it is a good time to book profits. And whenever there is a corrections in the market, as we have seen that the Nifty has created a negative divergence. So if there is a correction, whenever there is a correction in the market, you can re-enter your favorite stocks once again. So I hope this analysis has been helpful to you. If yes, please do share the video with your friends. And also, please do not forget to subscribe and like this video. Thank you very much. Have a nice time and have a good trading week. Thank you very much. This is CA Rajiv Khatlawala signing off. Thank you.